Insurrection Act have been changed. It's very easy now for a president to declare a national emergency and suspend all civil liberties, take away habeas corpus, the use of torture, secret prisons, declaration that we are enemy combatants without a trial. I mean, these are all on the books now, tragically. Fortunately, they have not been used significantly, but here and there. But that sets a precedent, and that is important. And even if this president is not likely to use them, later on we could have a president that might. So what we need is a president that rejects it and gets those laws off the books. Because of the fear surrounding the current events and the threat of terrorism, people have been conditioned to think that you have to give up liberty to be safe. And I think that's absolutely wrong. I don't think you have to give up any liberty to be safe. The more liberty you have, the safer you're going to be. Under those circumstances, there'd be a lot more respect for the Second Amendment, and we could take care of ourselves in many ways. But it is important that we know exactly what we're struggling for. Because when they come along and they say, well, we have to make sure that we watch for the bad guys, that the best way to do that is to watch every single move you make. Every single telephone you make, everything that you do on the internet. And of course, they want to have something that I absolutely reject and would fight it to the nail, and that is no national ID card. Related to this is if we have this emphasis on personal liberty in the Constitution, it doesn't mean that we're isolationists. It means that we trade with people, but we don't fight with people. We have friendships with them, we talk to them, we negotiate, we have diplomacy, but we don't have to isolate ourselves. But at the same time, we have to honor and respect and understand how important national sovereignty is. Borders should be respected. We shouldn't reward illegal immigration. No rewards at all for illegal immigration, no easy citizenship, and no amnesty. At the same time, we have to put a stop to this move toward the North American Union. About the North American Union and understand it, but believe it or not, there are still a few people in Washington that are in total denial. They don't even believe it exists. They don't think there's any plan for, an international highway coming up through the center part of the country. But the plans are there. They've even talked about a North American currency, the Amero. And at the same time, what is happening right now is very similar to what preceded the European Union. So that is one responsibility we have as a federal government. We should have a strong national defense. We should protect our borders, and we shouldn't be selling our national sovereignty. To me, that means that there's a few organizations that we really don't need to belong to.
You win!
I see no real purpose in belonging to the United Nations. And then we don't have to have the WTO and the World Bank and the IMF. There's one other issue I want to mention about, because it comes up so often in many of the campaigns that I've gone to around the country, and I'm very encouraged about this. And this has to do with the movement on our FDA as well as the WTO taking over all nutritional substances. Now, once again, that's the motivation of drug companies, make sure that you can't buy vitamins and nutrition or alternative medical care. Only the government can take care of us, and they have to make all the decisions. Of course, somebody else is going to make a lot of money off it. But, I just think that it's so important that we have freedom of choice, and we can't have it under the direction we're going in medicine. Medicine should be delivered in the marketplace. And in the last 35 years, we've had managed cares where the corporations have taken over, and it's a mess, and nobody's happy, except it costs a lot, and there's a lot of profits made on Wall Street. In the old days, when I started medicine, it was a doctor-patient relationship. That is what we have to preserve. Struggle and fight for the right of individuals to run their own lives and not being judgmental about that. You have to first be able to defend life. If you can't defend all life, born and unborn life, it's pretty hard to defend liberty. So I can tell you one thing that considering 12 months ago or even 10 months ago, starting out, I never believed what would happen. And the numbers are very, very encouraging. We're not alone. The numbers are growing by leaps and bounds and exponentially. And the big question is do we have enough time in these next 30 or 60 days? But if you look at our curves versus the other ones, our numbers are going like that, and the fundraising going like that, and others, doing this. And have you noticed that some are running out of money, and some have to use their own money, and others are using taxpayers' money? We're going to use the donors' money, and we are going to spend it wisely. I always was very pleased with how the campaign, how we were able to not spend the money we were raising in the last 2 quarters, have it in the bank. It probably got a lot more attention and a lot more publicity by having the money in the bank, and we got more free publicity over it. Weapon. It is a true political equalizer, but there's another one that is unmeasurable. Nobody has any ability to measure the value of your work and your effort. Making homemade signs and standing out. What if we had to pay for all that? Which the other campaigns basically have to pay for all that. So we have all this. I mean, it is it is like, is it $1 billion? Is it $5 million? Is it $20 million? I've heard all kinds of estimates, but thank goodness we still live in a free enough country where we're still able to do that, and hopefully they won't come after us for our independent expenditures, because they have been miraculous. And so this campaign is really something that I think is doing quite well, bringing attention to some very important issues. And you know what? The name on the ballot means we just could win. Thank you very much.
Dr. Paul's going to stand here, and you can file through and shake his hand and meet him and go on through and see the office and everything.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. So you're getting closer. Here you go. I will too.
I will get your picture with it. So, like, give me an email. You're going to be put a turn on.
Okay. Sure, you get us all with it.
Okay.